All right, welcome. This is our Lagos studio. My name is Daniel Praise Ose Debame. As Nigeria approaches 2025, the nation grapples with pressing economic challenges such as inflation, unemployment, and declining standard of living. Now, amidst this uncertainty, many Nigerians turn to prophecies from spiritual leaders for guidance and hope. Now, this segment will explore the interaction or the intersection of these prophecies and economic realities, analyzing their relevance and how citizens can adopt practical approaches to navigate the year ahead. Now, our guest, Femi Jubal, is an esoteric educator, life coach, and creative entrepreneur. As the chairman of Brothers Lifting Brothers Foundation, he focuses on education, mental health, and economic empowerment. A passionate advocate for African spirituality and culture, he uses ancient knowledge to inspire identity and purpose. Now, joining us virtually from the City of Power, Abuja, Femi is committed to nation building, youth empowerment, and active citizenship. Good morning, Femi Jubal, and we are so glad to have you join us on the program.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for having me. And I look forward to a very productive conversation with you. Thank you.
Definitely, we trust with you. We are going to have a productive discussion. Now, what are the key economic challenges Nigerians are likely to face in 2025, and how can individuals and government prepare for them, especially as we are approaching 2025?
Now, the first thing is we must come to a place of understanding, not just as individuals, but also as a people, that everything is economy. Everything is economy. The politics is economy. And as a matter of fact, politics in Nigeria is lucrative, like the other speaker said earlier on. Even religion is economy. Entertainment is economy. And economic power must be something that everyone at the individual level and also collectively look forward to building, because at the end of the day, there are poor people everywhere all over the world.
Hmm.
Now, we're moving into a new year. Currently, we are less than 2 years.
Okay, there
And
seems okay.
there are lots of expect.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There are lots of there are lots of expectations, especially on the side of the masses. What people must understand is that every country, every nation is going through an economic situation at the moment. And the economic situation is unpleasant. And it has always been like that. And it will never change. There's usually this excitement, especially with the fact that politicians and religious leaders are actually lovers, and they are the only beneficiary of this demonstration of privilege. So what the religious leaders do is they create a conducive environment for the politicians to rape and rip people off. So through this means of false hope, unreliable prophecies, so every year, year in, year out, the mass population, the majority of people out there, they are looking forward to a particular thing somebody said on the 31st of December. And they are building their lives and their expectations on that, forgetting that no matter how structured a society or a country or a nation is, there are poor people everywhere. Now, economic strength and fortitude is very personal. I am not saying that the government should not stand up to their responsibilities of providing basic amenities, making sure that there is security, making sure that there is a level of economic stability. What I am saying is that even with that done, as an individual, it is your responsibility to put your destiny, your economic destiny in your hand. Because the world is an economic planet. And you are either in an economic palace or in an economic prison. But religion has done something not so pleasant to people, such that people look forward to something outside of themselves to help themselves pivot when it comes to their economy.
Now, let's look at the Yes, let's quickly look at the issue of prophecy. Every year, towards the end of the year, but at the 1st December now, we see people gather in religious places waiting to hear the next prophecy, the next step for 2025. And at the end of the day, this is December, this is November, we are approaching December. Some persons are already counting their losses. They are saying, okay, I was told this year is going to be my year, and 2024 is coming to an end. The year didn't look like it's going to be my year. What is the role of prophecy, and how can it influence Nigerians and their decision in 2025?
Prophecy is deeply rooted in religion, in culture. But the truth is there are different types of prophecy. I don't want to go into that. But the truth of the matter is that the most effective and the most authentic prophet over your life is you, not nobody. Nigerian GOs and bishops, they have been prophesying for more than 2 decades. 10% of their prophecies haven't come to pass. So I'll go straight to the point. Mathematics, esoteric focused mathematics, will guarantee a better future for anybody than 31st December prophecies or any prophecy for that matter. So what people are meant to do, because listen, you are the source. I've always said this. Everything outside you are tools that you use for your evolution. The God you are seeking is inside you. The prophecies you are seeking, they are inside you. So you are meant to use everything as a tool. But if you don't explore yourself, if you don't go deep down into the fabric of your soul, to actually discover, develop, and deploy all the data, the resources, the information that you came here with, because you were not born empty. You're not born an empty slate. You were born with data, resources, and information that you need to galvanize and navigate your path in life. And mathematics, like we always say in the esoteric community, is a language of God. Matter of fact, the 31st of December, especially, because that is one day that people look forward to get unreliable prophecies that will help them live, a wasteful life throughout the year. What every Nigerian is meant to do, judging by the facts that we see out there, that every prophecy they have given you every year in, year out, it has amounted to nothing, either in your life or in the collective when it comes to Nigeria. Sit down in your house, calculate, study occult mathematics, study esoteric mathematics, because the truth of the matter is, for you to elevate your consciousness, you need esoteric knowledge. And the current conventional mathematics, the current conventional knowledge that are flying all over the place, they are to keep the people in bondage. Sit down by yourself, meditate and tap into the reservoir of your soul, and you find the resources and the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom to pivot your life in 2025 and moving forward.
So, to an extent, you are saying Nigerians should go beyond depending on prophecies. But let's go
They
further.
are unreliable.
Yes.
All the prophets are unreliable. They have proven to be unreliable. The truth of the matter is, you cannot depend on a prophecy by one man on the pulpit. The things he is saying to 25,000, 2 million people, it is not tailor-made to you and your condition. You have a soul contract as a human being. What you are meant to do is to sit down. The major problem of people is spiritual laziness, mental laziness. They are looking for one alpha, one prophet, one GO, one pastor to do stuff for them, when the power is in you. But until you learn how to discover, develop, and deploy that power that is in you, you're going to remain a victim of falsehood and lies and deception.
So, what role should religious leaders play in fostering accountability, especially when their predictions or prophecy don't materialize?
Matter of fact, in Nigeria, we have something called religious narcissism. And the majority of Nigerian pastors, bishops, and Jews, they are actually Adolf Hitler wannabes. I'm not saying that with any sense of, respect. I'm saying it as it is. Many of them, if not all of them, who have given fake prophecies, unreliable prophecies, and none of them has ever come back. I don't know, but to say that I am sorry, I said that wrong. Even the Bible says, if a prophet says something, it doesn't come to pass, he is a liar and should never be taken seriously. Although I know that the Nigerian society has put these people on a pedestal where they don't belong. We have forgotten that these guys are also human beings. Many of your so-called men of God are in business. They are money laundering machines. Let's say the truth as it is. The problem with the masses is that they have elevated these people to where they don't belong. And you must strip them of the power that you have given them. There is no GO in Nigeria. There is no bishop in Nigeria. There is no Alpha. There is no Babalawo in Nigeria that is powerful outside the consent that you give them. You gave them your consent and they became powerful over you. I am not talking to them because I know they will never take the responsibility of, admitting and taking responsibility for the lies that they have told, for the unreliable prophecies, and for the terrible things that they have done to turn Nigeria to this morally decadent society. I am
So,
speaking to the people. The people need to wake up.
now, talking about the people now, Mr. Femi Jobal, talking about the people now, what step can they take to move away from depending on some of these, in quotes, on or failed prophecies? How can they move from depending on unfulfilled prophecies to depending on their personal instinct, like you have said, and make the most of 2025?
Now, there are two dimensions of knowledge, and those who follow me on social media, they already know the esoteric and the exoteric dimension. The exoteric dimension is the generic theories, all these dogmas and doctrines that they don't need you to think critically, just accept and believe. And a society is not shaped and transformed by believers, it's shaped by thinkers, critical thinkers for that matter. Now, there is the esoteric knowledge. The esoteric knowledge are the hidden wisdom, ancient knowledge, everything that has been demonized and referred to as occultic. Now, understand that you are the first esoteric knowledge you need to study. Most people don't even know who they are. You don't know yourself from an esoteric, deeper dimension. You only know yourself based on what your religious leader or your religion told you. So people must start delving into everything they told you is demonic. Everything they told you is occultic. You are meant to delve into them. It is then that you can break the boundaries and limitations that these people have placed, because it is for the purpose of power differentiation, occultism, symbolism, and all of these things. People kind of interpret it in the negative way. I am referring to knowledge, hidden knowledge, forbidden knowledge. You must delve into it, and then when you do that, you are able to break the boundaries and the limits, because there is so much to God to know, and there is so much to yourself to know, that you cannot put in the box of any religion, in the box of any dogma and any doctrine. So you are going to end up becoming a victim of all these shenanigans if you don't take your destiny into your own hands and realize that you are a microscopic universe of the cosmic universe. The universe is in you. What did Jesus say? He said that the kingdom of heaven is in you. It is not in a place. It is not in a building. It is in you as a person. So the masses must stand up and understand that you have a choice, either to be a victim or to be a victor in life.
Well, we have a whole lot to unpack in the next few minutes before we begin to wrap up. But let's head for a break, Mr. Femi. And when we return back, we'll be looking at what the world is saying and how Nigerians can navigate through this economic downturn and meet up in 2025. This will be after this break.
TMI, every opinion counts.
Much for always staying with us. If you're just joining us still this morning on ITV, reaching you live from our network studio here in Lagos, Nigeria, we are looking at what the year 2025 holds for us. And of course, we have an esoteric expert, someone who is a guru in spiritualism. As a person of Femi Jubal, joining from the seat of power, the federal capital territory, Abuja. Thank you so much, Mr. Femi, for staying by.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's look at global economic trend. How might global economic development in 2025 impact Nigeria, and what role should the government play in mitigating their effects?
Now, one of the things, when I hear global economic impact, I like to explain it from this perspective because this is why I like, some people are they are more loyal to nationalism because the truth of the matter is, if you are a sovereign state, it doesn't mean that you're not going to integrate into other sovereign states. But you are a sovereign state because you have autonomy. First and foremost, you have autonomy. And autonomy simply means external factors should not influence your economic operations. That is not the case with Nigeria and several other African countries. So now you have a lot of things going on. The crypto market is surging. Um, but you look at Nigeria. Where is Nigeria in this ecosystem? And except we want to rely and deceive ourselves, Nigeria is nowhere in the ecosystem. Matter of fact, we are one of the biggest debtors, depending on other sovereign state economy. Despite the fact that we are a country that is so blessed in natural resources, blessed in human resources. So the first thing we must do as a country to look at the economy from a global perspective is to sweep the house. The government needs to do the right thing because currently, look at the cost of running, the cost of government. Look at a government that is telling the public, masses, that they should do more for the government. When the government itself doesn't want to reduce its own cost, its own luxury, its own cost for the sake of people. So the first thing that Nigeria must do, rather than focus on global economic market, is we need to do something about the state of our economy. We are too blessed to be in this situation. Nigeria is one country that every state is left different raw material. Then when we sort that out, we are then able to look at Nigeria in the global market.
Now, to an extent, inflation is something that is hitting every sector. Even those that are into the production firm, they are not really finding it easy. You produce, you have produce, you don't have people to buy it, and it's affecting every sphere of the economy. How can we get out of this current economic downturn using some of your experience that you have?
Now, the truth is, first and foremost, there is individuated consciousness, and then there is collective consciousness. And the collective consciousness the is the is the addition and multiplication of individuated consciousness. For instance, you can look at music. Music is a reflection of the collective consciousness of the people, or the lack of it. The reason a lot of Nigerians lack purchasing power, the reason a lot of Nigerians are economically weak, is because of how they dispense and invest their energy and time. Now, everything is energy. If you want to understand the secret of the universe, think in energy, think in vibration, and think in frequency. What you give your time, your attention is the main currency. We're talking about economy. Money is just a receipt of the state of your frequency. Money is just a receipt. Crypto is just a receipt. The majority of Nigerians, they have settled for this coping mechanism of giving up their time and their attention to entertainment. Entertainment is not bad. Entertainment should be at the base of the priorities of an average Nigerian that wants to elevate their economy and their financial life. Because listen, there are energy vampires all over the place. Entertainment is an energy vampire system. Politics is an energy vampire. You see, if you are not economically stable as a Nigerian, you have no business spending 2 hours of your time analyzing and talking about politics or listening to music. The priority you are meant to focus on is personal economic empowerment. So the people must wake up and understand that the goal is to strip them of their energy resource, because whatever you become in life is a product of your state of energy field. And if your energy field is corrupt, so that you have given all your energy, your attention to sport and all of these things that do not add value to you, whatever you are giving your attention to, you have a reciprocity system. It rewards you for giving your attention to it. Now, when you watch Arsenal every day for 6 months, what value or what reward are you getting? Are you the owner of Bet Niger? Are you making any economic value from it? If not, you should give less attention to it. The powers that be, the politicians, they understand this, and they are smarter than the people. And this is why they would always encourage and enhance anything that serves as a weapon of mass distraction to distract people from what is really important. And in summary, the majority of people are distracted from what is really important. To help them, take responsibility for the things they are meant to do.
Talking about distraction and taking responsibility, Mr. Femi, some parents, to an extent, they don't even keep in touch with their children. I saw a brief post where you were sharing something with your young son, some of the innovations that he has made. I was going through your archive. I saw some things your young child has done. How can parents, especially parents in this generation, in this time, try to harness the potential in their children, discover this potential, and guide them into fulfilling it?
Now, the truth is, a parent can only give what they have. Nobody can give what they don't have. Now, the crop of parents you see these days, they are just tools to sustain the cycle of dysfunctional, ignorant, and ignorant parents. This is a fact. The majority of people don't know that parenting is a skill that you they think, oh, the moment you get married and you give birth, automatically you are a parent. That's why you have this transfer of legacy of pain and trauma from one generational tree to another. Now, I have 14 adopted children, some of them 17 years old, 22 years old, 13 years old. There is one of them who is just 17 years old, who is more employable than many university graduates. Because listen, one of the key points, and I'm going to share this, any parents watching this, I give them responsibilities. I teach them how to be responsible for their life. Because most parents think that they are meant to carry their children in zero. There are parents right now, look at Donald Trump, with 18-year-old son. I don't care about Donald Trump. Just use this. His son, Baron, is just 18 years old. And what was said during the election was that it was Baron that gave him the ideas of going to all these podcasts. Matter of fact, his social media strategy, he said his 18-year-old son was, and it was instrumental to all of those ideas. How did a strong-headed person like Donald Trump listen to him? Because he knew that he raised a genius. But you have parents who have 35, 40-year-old children, and they can't even trust their children because you know that you raised a retard. So the first thing we must focus on is parenting skills. Parenting is a skill that you must develop. You must sharpen that sword of parenting. But you don't become a parent because you gave birth to children. You become a parent because you learn the skills of parenting.
All right, quickly, we don't really have time. We'll be handing over to Abuja Network Center in a jiffy. But quickly, as an individual, as an expert, what practical advice would you give to Nigerians to ensure that they enter 2025 with optimism and actionable plans for personal growth and national development?
I want every Nigerian to listen to me. The power is in you. The power to transform your life is in you. It is not outside of you. What they have told you for years is they have externalized the power. So you look for power outside of yourself. So what you're meant to do to live a victorious life is to internalize everything they have externalized. You were not born an empty slate. You were born with all the resources, the data, the information, the tools to live, to fulfill your purpose in life. So you must begin to go to journey within. The goal of life is to journey within and begin to tap into the reservoir of your soul. And by the time you tap into all those, the depth of your soul, and you are able to activate all those data and resources, it reflects in your outside. It's the law of as above, so below, as within, so without. So you live your life from the inside out. And the moment you do that, the outside world no longer have that much impact.
Well, I'm going to take this as your final word. You live your life from the inside out, and the outside world will definitely resonate with you. Thank you very much, Mr. Femi Jubal. We will definitely want to have you again on this platform so that we can have other part of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Femi Ijubal, an esoteric educator. And of course, he has helped us make sense of what will be expected in 2025 as far as Nigerians are concerned. I'm very sure we're going to brace up for a wonderful year. But before we let you go from Lagos Network Studio, just to let you know that happiness is a choice. For every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of your own happiness. Be happy and live your life to the fullest. My name is Daniel Praise, Osed Debame.